In this MultiLipi review, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know about MultiLipi. So if you're thinking about getting started, by the end of this video, you'll know if it's right for you. Now, just before we get started, if you decide to check out MultiLipi, they're actually having a launch campaign. You can get MultiLipi on a lifetime deal for as little as $79. So if you want to avoid monthly fees, go ahead and check out my referral link down in the description to get all the info. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, this is MultiLipi, and just to be completely transparent with you, they actually reached out to me asking if I would review the tool, and they also gave me access so I could do so. And I did promise myself I wouldn't talk about any tools that launch on Appsumo anymore, but after asking Gemini if this can actually help my website and my business, it says MultiLipi can actually significantly increase my website traffic by turning my site into a multilingual platform that ranks in global search engines. And for something that only takes a few seconds to install and go through, it's an absolute no-brainer to have such a big result from such little input. So I decided to go ahead and check it out. So what MultiLipi does is it actually translates your entire website into the languages of choice. And it's not just straight swapping, say for example, English to Spanish words. It's understanding what the entire context is about inside of your copy. So when you go to actually serve different types of information in different languages, it actually makes sense instead of just having words straight swapped, which doesn't really work out. And the cool thing about this is once it understands what your content is about, it's going to rewrite it in a certain way, and then it's going to serve all of that information to the different SEO and GEO engines. So your audience has the best chance of finding your results in these search engines when you look. So once again, SEO is things like Google and Bing, where you can get Google indexing. You can also get better technical SEO and traffic. Then you've got the GEO, which is your tools like ChatGPT. You've got Claude, Perplexity, and so forth, where you can potentially show up for different types of questions people are asking. You can also get a lot of citations and also more trust signals as well. So a lot of technical jargon, but just know it is a simple process to install and the benefits are pretty good. So what I'm going to do is log into my dashboard and show you around. So this is my dashboard, and I'm going to walk you through the process of actually adding MultiLipi to your website so you know how much work is actually involved. So I'm going to click Create Project quickly. I'm going to call this Future Systems. I'm going to add in my website. So this is a demo one for this example, and the website technology is a WordPress website. And inside here, it's asking, how do you want to serve your translated pages? I'm going to go with the recommended option. Obviously, if it's recommended, it's probably going to give you the best results. Go ahead, click on continue. It's going to ask what languages you want to target. So I'm just going to quickly choose something like Spanish. And of course, everything is all relative to your business, who you're serving, who you want to serve, and so forth. So I'll just put Spanish and German here. Okay, select the industry. I'm just going to type in here software and technology. And down here, it asks if you want the LLM optimization, LLM being the different types of AI models. So you definitely want to add that. And you can also choose if you want a draft mode. This is potentially good if you have a massive website that people are coming through each day. If you just want to check the translations before they appear, I'm just going to go ahead, click on next. Now we've got the API key. This is asking me to add in a plugin. So what I'm going to do is copy that really quick, and I am going to delete this API key after this video. Come to my back office. I've already installed the MultiLipi plugin, punch in my API key, click on Save Changes, and then go and click Sync Data. So the data has been synced. I'll just click save one more time. And just like that, everything is now done. So you can see I have got two languages active. I've got German and I've got Spanish. And if we look on the front end, this is my website without adding MultiLipi. So now that I refresh it, it should now be active. And somewhere on the screen, we should see, there it is, the language switcher. So if you want to see what your language or your website looks like in a different language, you can go ahead, choose the language of choice. It's going to reload. And then you can see if I bring down the toolbar at the top, we actually have a dedicated URL for that particular language. and everything is now in good German. So it's pretty insane to see. And once again, just to explain how it works, if you are, for example, in Germany and you asked maybe ChatGPT a question and it served something from my website, this would now be served in German. And when they come to the page, the entire page will be in German. So it is automatic. You don't have to worry about anything like that. So it's an insane amount of, once again, benefit for such a simple work. So now let's look at the back office of MultiLipi. If you come to projects, you can see we've got this live project, and you can see I've got 554 words translated in both Spanish and now in German. So if you want to see what's actually being translated, you can come into the translation editor and it shows you the exact matches for those particular types of semantics. If it's not correct, you can change it, and this is going to be replaced globally. It's also training the model on it. Once again, if you just want something you can plug and play and forget about it, then you don't have to worry about these. If you want to go through the text to make sure it makes sense, then this is an easy way to do it. Now we've also got URLs. I've only got one page on this website, so that's why it's only showing one. But what's really cool, if you click on this visual editor, and I'll just let this load. All right, so this is it here. You can actually change what the translation is for those particular words using this visual builder. So once again, it just gives you that little bit more power to ensure the results are exactly what you want them to say. So I'll just go back, I'll just go discard. And now we've got glossary. Now a glossary is perfect if you have, for example, a brand name that might be translated when you actually do your translation. For example, if I want to keep future systems as future systems, every time that this is going to be mentioned, if you add in a target term, this is going to ensure that it stays future systems and it doesn't get translated to what the equivalent is in the target languages. And you can go apply to all target languages, click on submit, and this is never going to be translated. It's always going to keep that name as it is. Now we've got translation memory. If you want to change something inside of your website, you can add it to the memory, and this is going to keep it all within that project. Now we've got LLM Optimisation. And once again, if you get this tool, if you add it, you don't have to go through all of this. It's going to be fairly accurate right out of the box. But if you want to get that little bit more granular, you can also configure all of the different results for your particular languages, for your particular pages. Just click on edit and you can adjust them inside of it as well. Now we've got markdown files, which I probably know nothing about, so I'm not really going to tell you what's happening here, but it looks like it's changing everything into the desired language using markdown. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm not going to play around with that. But what's really good is after you've been using this tool for a little bit of time, it is going to show you some pretty cool different analytics from the different search engines, showing which ones are the top ones. And I'll just actually pull up a reference video to show you what this could look like. So here is a pretty cool reference video I'll also link to down below. It's a basic walkthrough of the entire platform. But inside of that LLM Analytics tab, once you do get data, you can see which search engines or LLMs are actually giving the most traffic to your website. You can also see some pretty cool data like which pages are actually being served the most, what languages, top crawls, and everything like that too. So that's all inside of the LLM's analytics. We've also got statistics. We've also got a AI vulnerability detector as well as different model settings. Plus we've also got our settings for it. So that is MultiLipi. Now, as you can see, you can literally plug this thing in, you can activate it, and just like that, you are going to provide translations inside of your website. But more importantly, you're also going to get the added benefit of potentially showing up in different search engines, as well as the AI chat engines that people are using each day. Once again, we're currently at 2.5 billion searches per day, and I can only see that number increasing. So adding a tool like MultiLipi can once again help you get better results with the most minimal effort possible. Now, once again, if you want to check out MultiLipi, they've got that Appsumo campaign. I'll link to it down below, but that's it for this video. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one.